One thing we've enjoyed during the coronavirus lockdown here at Magicworks is watching you guys get creative. For instance, baking your homemade bread. There isn't much call for our £1 million visual effects at the moment, what with Hollywood at a standstill. So we thought we'd give this bread making thing a go. Here's my recipe. We're going to open up Cinema 4D and we're just going to start off with a simple cube. Let's make that nice and big. Get the proportions to about those of a loaf of bread. Now, it's a little bit blocky at the moment, isn't it? I like my bread a bit more round, so we'll take a subdivision surface. We'll put that on the cube, and there you have it, nice and round. Already that's looking pretty great. If you look at some other examples of homemade bread online, oftentimes they have these little cuts at the top. So let's try and build those. You're just going to select some straight lines. Let's do 4 of them. And we're just going to sink those into the bread, like so. They're a little bit diagonal, so let's rotate them a little bit as well. Already that's looking pretty great. Now, what ingredient am I missing from this bread? Oh yes, colour. Let's make a material. I'm thinking a nice golden brown, baked to perfection. Let's colour these lines a little bit, much like the reference. Now, that's already looking pretty great, but we do need a bit of texture. We're going to go into the material here and we're going to use bump to give the crust a bit of texture. Now that's already looking pretty great, but I think we can make it a bit more dynamic. We're going to use a displacer, adjust the settings, and that should give it a nice wobble effect. Look at the bread in the oven getting nice and hot and ready for a nice picnic. Now, I don't know about you, but I like my bread nice and crusty. So let's go ahead and give it a bit more crunch. Yum, that's more like it. We've finished the loaf, but I can't eat the whole thing by myself. So let's just take a slice. Let's grab a slice, disconnect it from the loaf, move it over here. Bit of an issue here, as you can see, it's completely hollow. So let's fill that back in and give it a nice fluffy bread white. That's looking really tasty. There you have it, a slice of delicious homemade bread. But what to have on it? Personally, I like to let the bread do the talking and just have butter. Let's put the butter emitter over the bread like so. Let's just drop a knob of hot butter and let it melt all over the slice. I'm getting hungry just looking at it. And that's looking pretty great. All we need to do now is print it off and have a taste. Okay. It's a little salty.